You ready, dude? Let's go, let's go.
There's our car. Can I go in front?
Of course you can. My hair's so fluffy.
Yeah.
Move this out of the way.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it.
Yeah.
Cool, so we're gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna tell you guys a story about the first client that I ever had. So you ready to go? Let's do it. Sorted. Should we do this? You ready? Let me see them guns today. Let me see them guns. Oh, slow motion, I like it. Wait, what was that? What was that?
That was good.
Self-harm, I don't like it. Squeeze, let me see. Oh my god! Oh, it's so strong. Come on then, let's go have a workout, dude. Should we start a circus?
No.
Why not?
Sit down.
I think we should start a circus, you know.
I'm stuck in the circus with this.
Yeah. And then we can get a pet tiger. We can have a tiger in the circus. How cool would that be?
Hello, like that.
Loads of cool.
Yeah.
The lighting's not very good in here.
Maybe
Should put it there.
you should put it,
Should we have a workout first or should I do the video first?
video.
Video first. Okay. Right guys, so the reason why I wanted to tell you this little story about this client that I had or have, it's the first ever client that I got when
Daddy, it has stripes.
What has stripes?
The tiger.
I know.
Like the down tiger.
The what?
The down tiger. Not the big one. Not the king one. The down one.
What do you mean?
The down one, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about.
It was, yeah. Right.
These stripes there.
I know. So yeah, the reason why I wanted to tell you this little story, I tried to be quick because we've got to have a little workout and she's gonna only occupy herself for so long. So it's because this client that I had and have is telling me that he keeps getting people come up to him and say like, oh, you know, so easy for you. They see him do stuff and achieve stuff and they think, oh, I want to be like that and he's so lucky to be like that. But they don't know the story behind it. So I thought, I've asked him and he said it's fine for me to share some of the things that he's kind of gone through in the past which has got him to where he is now. When he was younger, he grew up with quite a big family, quite a few brothers and sisters. Had quite a nice upbringing. I mean, his mum, he had a great mum. His dad was a bit of a cock, as most dads are these days. But he had a great mum, loads of brothers and sisters. And when he went through like his teenage years, he kind of struggled with like anxiety quite a lot, and then become addicted to drink and smoking weed, and even taking like cocaine and other drugs like that as well, and just getting really lost with where he is in life. His health started deteriorating, and then he found kind of fitness and found going to the gym and stuff like that. But he found that every time he tried to do it, every time he tried to jump on the kind of fitness wagon and go into the gym, he wouldn't last on it for that long because all of his friends would eventually convince him to get back in the pub and start drinking again, because that was the only thing he really did. That was his social scene. It's just drinking with his friends and that's it, no ambitions for the future. And then he ended up going out and fighting all the time and just kept being really angry and aggressive, didn't understand why. And he ended up in jail. He ended up getting 3.5 years in prison when he was 20. Yes, sweetheart. I love you too. He ended up getting 3.5 years in prison for going out on a stupid drunken night, getting into a fight, and ended up in jail. So yeah, and then he come out and he thought, look, obviously because he hadn't drunk for all that time, he'd get straight back into it, and you know, he'd be, because he obviously got into the gym and stuff when he was in prison. So he thought when he comes out, he would continue that. Made loads of plans. He knew he wanted to start up his own business and So he come out and he ended up falling back into his old ways again. Just ended up going out drinking all the time. Then started suffering with that anxiety and depression again. Ended up on medication, like sertraline for anxiety and depression. And then he found out that he had a daughter from a one-night stand because he was going out drinking and sleeping around. So he ended up getting told that he was going to be a dad, which initially he wasn't happy about, just some random girl telling him that he was going to be a dad. But after a while, he dealt with the fact that that was the case and started to see his daughter and started to build a bond with her. And then a year later, he had another daughter for a relationship. And still at this point, he was still suffering with drinking and anxiety and depression. And it's slowly over the years got better for him. Now, a lot of people think that there was like some specific moment that he completely transformed. There was one moment where he kind of drew a line in the sand and thought, right, now my life's going to be different. I'm going to change. I'm going to stop doing all that crap. I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to start focusing on my health and my mental health. But there wasn't a specific point. It was telling me that it was kind of a series of loads of little moments and little kind of periods of growth. Same as when a kid is growing up, they don't just go from like, you know, a toddler or a baby to an adult, you know, overnight. It takes these little like kind of periods of little growth spurts that he kind of went through over the years with everything. So he had points where he would try to stop drinking, and he would kind of cut down for a while, and then he would convince himself like, oh, maybe I'll just do it occasionally, and then it would just fall back into being consistently all the time. I'm just using drinking I'm using this guy as an example, because for different people it's different things. Maybe it's more the food with you, maybe it's, I don't know, certain relationships that are not good for you. There's loads of little things that people are stuck in that they really want to get out, and they know their life will be better if they get out of it, but they just can't seem to break the pattern. And the reason why I'm kind of going through this really with you is because I want you to... What are you doing, man? It's because I want you to understand that patterns, they can be, but most of the time they're not just broken like that. It doesn't really happen in an instant. Even when you hear about people and they quit smoking, like they wake up the next day and all of a sudden they don't smoke anymore. It's not like that was just a split second decision. For some people it is, but most of the time there's a build up to it. There's maybe they've tried several times before that. There's several things that have triggered them, and then one day, boom, they finally get it and they finally quit smoking. Just have in your head that these people that you see that are kind of where you want to be with certain things, they haven't necessarily got there in an instant. It's been a long-ass process for them to get to where they want to be. And there's way more than meets the eye with a lot of people. And if you didn't get it, then the guy who I said that was my first client that I was talking about was myself. I was the first client that I've ever had, and I'm still my own client now, if you will, because I'm constantly trying to work on myself and coach myself. And I don't just do it myself. I spent £11,000 this year alone just on coaching for myself. Yeah, through other people, paying other people to coach me and give me a better understanding of myself. And you okay, sweetheart? Did you fall over? Where did you hurt it? Bubba. Gonna be alright? Mwah. There we go. You gonna be okay? 2 more seconds, I'm nearly done with this video. Do you want to be in the rest of it? You gonna talk with me? Yeah? So yeah, as I said, the guy that I was talking about was me, and there's probably loads of stuff that I wanted to kind of get out in this video, but I've just kind of just not planned it and just gone with the flow with it. So sorry if some of it's come across a little bit odd to you or not quite right. But I've just gone with the flow with it, and I've got her distracting me as well, so it's hard to get out exactly what I want to say. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it. Is when you see people, like a lot of people come up to me and say like, oh, like last night for instance, when we all went out for the academy meal, that was the first night I think ever that I've gone out and socialised and not had a drink. So I used to have a drink to feel confident, to feel... You copying what I'm saying? I used to have a drink to feel confident and to feel like comfortable and relaxed and to forget about like work and all that sort of stuff and to get rid of like anxiety and stuff like that, I used to have a drink with that. But now I'm finding ways and finding it easier and easier. And as I said, it doesn't happen in an instant, but I'm finding it easier and easier to be more confident, be more comfortable, you know, stress less without having to have a beer or some wine or whatever. And plus, I was thinking I've got to wake up to her this morning, and what do I want to be like? Do I want to be groggy and snappy, or do I want to be full of energy and happy? Am I happy this morning? How happy am I? No! How happy are you? All right. So yeah, that's another reason. And the main thing that drives me with stuff, you've got to have like a massive why. Yes. Oh, that's a bit loud, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll have to, the main thing that drives me when I'm trying to like achieve anything, when I'm trying to like, you know, I think I've sussed like the drinking stuff. That I make it sound like I'm a raging alcoholic. I was at one time, like I was drinking quite a lot, but now it's like hardly ever. And I've said to myself, I'm not drinking for the rest of this year anyway. So all of that stuff I've got a handle of now. I've got a handle of anxiety and depression. I haven't got depressed in a long, long time. I mean, you get little days where you feel a bit down, but all that stuff I feel that I've got a handle on now. And the main thing that gets me through all of it is I've got a big why. Yeah, I've got something that I think about that really drives me no matter what it is I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to get stronger, fitter, faster. If I'm trying to grow my business, if I'm trying to improve my health and whatever it is, educate myself on anything, I've got a big enough why that pulls me into that kind of future that I want for myself. And it starts with my two little girls. And all I do is tell myself, I think to myself, is when they're older, when she's like 18, 19 years old, and she's looking me in my eyes and she's saying, you know, I can't do this and I can't do that. I want to be able to look her back in the eyes and, you know, tell her, you can do anything. There's nothing you can't achieve in this world. Absolutely nothing you can't achieve. But then I don't want her to look back at me and says, well, how come you haven't done it then? So that's the thing that I use in my head, is just think when they're older, I want to be an example for what can be possible. So that's basically it. I hope you've enjoyed this little rant. I hope it's made sense. I hope it hasn't just sounded like a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Now we're going to have a training session, aren't we? Going to have a little workout. Should we film some of the workout as well so they can watch it? Yeah? Cool. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll put some clips of us working out at the end of this video so you can check out some of the stuff. And that is it. Say bye-bye then.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
See you later.
See you later, guys. Thanks for watching.
I do it for the love, yes I do.
There'll be girls across the nation that'll eat this up. Babe, I know that it's your soul, but could you bottle it up? Get down to the heart of it, no, it's my heart. Your shit out of your love, don't make me tell you again. Woo! Love, love, love.
Hey.
Love, 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 love.
I do it for love.
Love, love, love.
Do it for, yeah, do it for, I do it for the love, yes I do. So you don't care about the money, well yes it's true. And I'm so blessed to be fulfilling my destiny. All material things could mean less to me. Only thing I ever could need is a Sarah B sample with a dope ass beat. And get the mic check, all the levels right. And if it's good then I'll be here for several nights. Cause the only thing I need is a strong supporting team. The most important thing that helps supporting my dream. And I can't forget my family, helping keep my sanity. No matter what I do, I know they'll always stand for me.